Welcome to the life and times of JC Otero for episode 9. I ain't no wuss. Well, this episode could probably go a lot of different ways. But what kind of made me think of this, especially with it being birthdays, with this being my 33rd, in case this is your first video, this is my 33rd video, and I've been putting off the project of documenting my life for something I want to do, just to kind of look back on it once I, have my end of days, whenever that is, or my family can see it, or kids, or whatever, grandkids, or great grandkids, or whatever. But is damn, I got kind of off topic there, but is all completely uncut and raw because I got to get 33 of these done by 11:59 p.m. on my birthday. And so for this particular one thing I did for my wife some years ago, can't remember which birthday it was for her, but we had always talked about going skydiving, and I told her I'd take her skydiving for her birthday, right? So the title of this episode is "I Ain't No Wuss," and so this is just going to talk about that experience, and then maybe the origins of maybe the first adventurous side of the adrenaline of me growing up on some experiences to kind of share with you that kind of like fall within these 10 minutes, and if future ones come up, I'll have future episodes. But um, anyways, going back to this, so it was her birthday. Yeah, it was some birthday, anyways, and we were gonna go skydiving. And we try to get people to go with us, and obviously everyone talks about it, skydiving specifically. And when it comes down to it, like no one wants to do it. Like it's kind of one of those things where like it's cool to talk about, but then actually doing it, you're not gonna do it, right? Well, not us, because we actually do things. So then we did it. We committed to doing it. We had my brother went out there with his kids and everything to watch us jump out of a plane. So, anyways, I'm just gonna share with you the experience in case if you haven't ever gone skydiving. So, anyways, so there we are. We're at the skydiving place, which is out in I think it was Temple we went to, and you sign all this paperwork, basically signing your life away, and then you have a quick kind of like orientation of like, you gotta like when you fall out of the plane, you gotta like go like that, and then like fly out and relax and all this stuff and whatever. And so because it was our first time going tandem, can't remember how many times you have to go with someone. Basically, tandem means you're strapped onto somebody, and so. I guess I have this guy. I'm a bigger set dude, so then I have this bigger guy, right? It's just like, oh fuck, man, we're like a big mass falling through the sky, and so I'm like, hey man, like how many times have you like jumped, right? This is my first time. He's like, oh man, I've jumped like over 10,000 times, ex-military. Probably any given weekend while they're working, he probably does like 20 plus jumps or 50. I don't know what those guys do. Probably over lots. So like, oh man, this is pretty cool. On one side, it's like, oh, well, this is really safe. This guy's done it 10,000 times. But then on the other side, it's like, oh, shit, man, this guy's done it so many times. Like, I think every increasing jump, he's like increasing chances of something happening. And I'm with this guy, so like, oh, snap. So, anyways, so it's like, no, I'm gonna think positive. So, anyways, so we're having to walk out to the plane on the runway, which is like a grass runway because we're out like in Temple, not an actual airport, I don't think, or maybe there was road, I don't know, but anyways, but we're strapped into this guy, so we have to walk together to this plane. And there's maybe about like I don't know 5, couples if you want to call them, groups, tandems, whatever. And we all get in this small little plane, and it's like nothing you've ever seen before. Like there's not really any seats. Like it's a bench, and I can't even really remember if there's seat belts holding us in. There might have been, but anyways, you're stuck to this guy, and you got this guy behind you, and I don't know this guy, stranger, but like it's just uncomfortable. And we're all packed up in this plane, and then we're ascending. Yeah, ascending. I guess it is. We're going up there, and it's a really small plane, super loud. It's all bare and stuff. And all of a sudden, we get up there, and I think the somebody announced. No, they didn't announce anything, but the videographer opens up the door, and this is just like so surreal. Like you're in a plane, like you're never in a plane and somebody opens doors like holy cow, like this is like really happening, man, like open up the door. And then that person climbs out and they're like standing out there because apparently there's a bar, and they're like standing out there like just hanging out and shit. And it's like what? And you're just in a state of shock. And then um, the first person goes, and they go out there, and then the person with the video camera follows them because they paid for it, or I don't know how it all works out. But so then people start moving along forward, and like, oh man, it's like my turn, dude. It's like we're like there, like people just go. It's like you hear them screaming, and like you don't hear them at all, like after like a second or so, because there's like, so because that's my turn, and I'm like at the edge, and the guy basically like, because I'm strapped into him, he kind of pushes me over the edge, so I'm like hanging while he's sitting on the edge. He's like, all right, we're gonna go at 3, 1, 2. And I'm like, and then I'm like, why am I screaming? Nothing can happen. I'm like already jumping out of the plane. So I'm like, it's just like the most awesome experience ever. Like you're like so high up. And you obviously you've been in a plane maybe, and then you can see it, and there's like the different thing, and then like you have the ground, and you're like literally falling. Like this guy I'm strapped to, I have no idea who he is, anything like that. But we're in this together, and we're going, and then as you're just enjoying it, and all of a sudden he pulls the cord, and you go, and then you like fall. And it's like that's probably the most terrifying part of it all, is because you're going so fast that like with the drag, I guess, of the parachute, it pulls you up, and then you have like some slack in your harness, so you fall a little bit. So then now I was like paired up with the guy where we were kind of like, we were walking together earlier, but now I'm like hanging to where like, you know, my head is like in his stomach area, kind of something along those lines, right around that area. And I'm just like holding on for dear God, because I'm like, man, no way this could be legit. Like this can't be it. And then like it had like so scrunched up, my area from that impact, from the and I was just like holding on to dear God, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey man, like you're strapped in, don't worry about it. Like, do you want to fly?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" So then he gives me like the controls and the harnesses, and then he's like, "You got to go this way, to go that way," and he's kind of guiding me to where we're needing to go, and then we're going, and then once you start getting closer, you don't realize how fast you're going, and then we land, and then we like, I fall on my ass like so bad, in front of everybody, but I'm just like, oh my God, I kissed the ground. I was like, oh, this is so awesome. I don't know if I could do it again. My wife and I talk about doing it, but we haven't done it yet. Man, but I see those guys that do like base jumping, and they're doing those glider suits, and I saw those like that rocket pack that they built out like in Dubai that you can like rent out. Like, man, I don't know. I'd love to do some stuff like that. But the cool thing is that, because I'm gonna live to 117, surely we're gonna have some type of like rocket packs or being able to fly or something crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be awesome. I have like tons of other kind of like adrenaline kind of experiences I'm gonna share in future episodes. Like, things that kind of like stand out is like, zip lining in Costa Rica. That was awesome. Whitewater rafting in Costa Rica was awesome. Like, so I just got all these other like kind of like adrenaline type things, and other experiences that kind of came to mind on kind of how things started was when I was a kid. I used to go to Fiesta, Texas a lot, which I mentioned before. So I'll be sure to share an episode on that, because it's interesting how I first started going to Fiesta, Texas. So maybe that'll be an episode here pretty soon while it's like fresh from my mind, because I was thinking about that. That might be a good idea. Here we go. Thanks for sharing 9 minutes of your time to learn about this one experience in the life and times of JC Otero.